Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Curtis and this is the Kurt Locker. I do videos on equipment reviews, garage gym lifestyle, and today I'll be doing a video on 5 to 6 different methods for you to improve your grip and your grip training in your existing programming. Throughout this video, we're going to cover 2 different types of grip training. We're going to be covering crush grip versus pinch grip. I'm also going to be telling you about how to train things that are closed versus open on both types of grip. And then of course, there'll be a 5th or 6th-ish kind of additional training factoid for those of you that already have your equipment. Maybe you're a little bit tight on budget and you don't want to purchase more things in order to do grip training at home right now. Just as a quick note, I have also written a 2-part series on my blog, and if you jump onto my website, which is linked down below, you can access those as well as any of the affiliate links on this website. Please, if you don't mind, if I've helped you at all with anything in programming or with your garage gym equipment choices, use those affiliate links to do your purchases. I get a very small cut, helps out the channel, and helps me to continue to grow. But with that, let's jump straight in to grip training, and the first thing that we're going to cover is we're going to cover crush grip. Now, if you take your hand and you hold it open, basically what you find is that if you were to move your fingers in and out, just your fingers, that if you feel in your forearms, you can actually feel the flexors, which are on the bottom portion, and the extensors, which are on the top portion. You can actually feel those kind of flex as you move your hands in and out. Now, crush strength is defined as your ability of your fingers to basically push an object up against your palm. So if you close your fist all the way and you make a fist, this is crush strength. Now, if you make that fist and you hold it as tight as you can actually feel the flexor muscles in your forearm flex up. Now, there is a little bit here in the thumb. The muscles in the thumb are actually right here, but that's actually the big difference between crush strength and pinch strength. So in crush strength, it's the fingers forcing against the palm, and pinch strength, it is the fingers pushing against the thumb itself. It's actually a really big difference. Most people tend to be able to pick up a lot of weight crush strength and not as much weight with pinch strength. Now, your thumb muscles are actually made up of several different, this is called the thenar muscle group, and it's a couple different muscles that kind of control your thumb, and you can feel as you move your thumb in and out and as you rotate it, the different muscles that actually are at play in that strength. So again, just to review, crush, fingers against the palm, pinch, fingers against the thumb. Now, along with the 2 different types of grip, you also have 2 different types of training those grips, generally speaking. And of course, this is a generally speaking video. There are a lot of ways to train grip. This is just my way of helping some of you that maybe have never taken grip training seriously. So the first one that we have is open. So we're going to define open crush as anything where you're not able to actually close your hand all the way. So if you're not able to actually close your hand and make contact with like your thumb, so if you think about grabbing a barbell in my opinion would be something that is a crushed close strength versus something like grabbing an axle, which is crushed open. Later on, we're going to cover the rolling thunder, and the rolling thunder is a version of crush open grip. Additionally, with pinch grip, you have pinch open, which was really kind of variable, but think about like the widest thing that you can grab. So if those of you out there that know about grip training know about like blobs, blob training is kind of the best open. And then you have closed, which is really just kind of bringing it together. In my opinion, pinch grip is open-ish and closed-ish. It's a little bit less defined just because of the fact that most objects that you're going to be using for closed pinch grip training, you're not going to be able to actually close all the way against your thumb to finger. First method of training I'm going to show you guys is open crush grip strength, and we're going to be using the Iron Mind Rolling Thunder for this. Again, this is going to be linked both on my blog as well as in the description below. So if you use that, you can find this product. Awesome product, cost about $109. Basically what the Rolling Thunder is a 2.5 inch, and it's kind of this plastic material. I don't actually know what it is, and it's on this metal frame. Now the plastic material rotates freely of the frame. So while you're lifting with this, you lift with one hand and you basically get a hold of it as good as you can. And again, we have an open grip here. You can see because my hand is not able to close all the way. You then hook a carabiner up to this end, hook that up to a loading pin, and what I do is I just kind of pull straight up with the implement, and I will do this for repetitions or time. My favorite set and rep scheme for training with the Rolling Thunder is to do a top set of like 3 to 5, somewhere in that range, and it's going to be a weight that you're only going to be able to do for 3 to 5 and only have like an RPE 9 or 10 on it. So you're only going to be able to do like 1 or no more when you actually put it down. Now that is per hand, so if you have slight imbalances, you might find that with your right hand you have stronger grip, so you're able to do 5 reps, and with your left hand you have less good of a grip and you're only able to do 3. Shoot for something that's in that weight range where you're able to do it with both hands. If you do absolutely need to change the weight between each hand, go ahead and do that, but please keep in mind that you want to try to kind of even out those imbalances. Clip in and get a really good grip. Now when you grip the Rolling Thunder, you want to make sure that you grab it basically as deep down as you can, and then just do a lift. Once you've completed the set for that side, just switch hands. And again, some of the things that you want to work on are when you're grabbing this thing, you want to get a hold of it and grab it and pinch it as hard as you can. One really good cue that I've heard for this is to basically try to put your fingerprints into the Rolling Thunder as you're grabbing it. So really make sure that you're grabbing it like consciously with your pinky, as well as your 3 center fingers, as well as your thumb. So for me, after I perform my top set, what I'll do is I'll cut off about 10% of the weight. If it's on an in-between, I'll usually go down rather than up. And then what I'm gonna be doing is 2 to 3 sets of somewhere between 10 to 20 repetitions. On the very last set, I tend to do as many reps as possible, an AMRAP. But if I'm being really honest, most of the time I get to the second or third set, my grip is pretty well smoked, and the AMRAP ends up just being a set of 10 anyway. Now, since we're already talking about crushing strength, with Rolling Thunder we covered open crush strength training. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my Captains of Crush gripper set, and I'm going to show you guys a method of doing closed crush grip strength. This is my personal set. I have the Guide, the Sport, the Trainer, the 1.5, and the 2. This is a pretty good spread for me. Honestly, a lot of the lighter weight ones are just kind of nice for warming up, and really outside of that, they really don't get much use outside of people coming in the gym, grabbing them, wondering what they do, and then giving them a whole bunch of... There are other options available. Juju Mufu, for instance, has his own line of grippers. I've never used them before, but you don't have to just get the Captains of Crush. There's plenty of other options out there. Some of the things you'll want to avoid are any of the grippers that have like multi-settings inside of a single gripper. So I'll grab the Guide, and basically this is really light for me, but I'll just kind of do like 1 or 2, just kind of getting warmed up, pass it back and forth. Grab the Sport, move up a little bit. And again, I'm only doing like 1 to 2. What I'll do on the one right before I actually do my work set is I'll do a heavier set up to like 10. I have the Trainer, which is the last of my warm-up ones. So with this one, I'll do a set of 10, and all I'm doing is I am closing it and opening it. It's super exciting stuff. But as I do this set, one of the things that's nice about Captains of Crush is that if you've been lifting a lot that day, these grippers are really nice because they don't actually cause too much stress on the rest of your body. I have no idea how many I've done. So because they're so lightweight and it really focuses on just your flexor muscles and your forearm, you're able to get a lot of really good grip work in without actually disrupting any of your other training, which is usually the part that people really try to focus on, because things like the Rolling Thunder can get pretty heavy. All right, so now that I'm warmed up, I'll grab my 1.5. Another thing that you'll want to use is chalk. So don't be afraid to chalk up. Too much chalk is bad, obviously. Take the gripper, and what I'm going to do is after I do my 1 by 10 at my warm-up is I'm going to be doing 2 to 3 sets of 10, squeezing, and then just slowly releasing. Now you want to get it close to actually touching as it closes. If it doesn't, that's fine. Just basically close it as much as you can. Once you can actually close it for 2 to 3 sets of 10, that's how you know it's time to move up to the next gripper. Now, if you purchase one that's just like way too heavy for you and it's the only one you got, don't panic, you can use that. So what you can do is close it with 2 hands and then just slow release. Close it with 2 and slow release. And that way you're still actually able to get a lot of work done. Just as a heads up, if you use Captain's Crush, it is a lot of eccentric work because as you shorten the muscle group, you're getting that initial, but you're really focusing on that eccentric portioning. So eccentric portion of this is going to cause some stress. So if you've never grip trained before, these will definitely tax your forearms a little bit. All right, so that's the Captain's Crush and the Rolling Thunder. This is my closed and my open crush strength. And remember, crush strength is fingers against palm. The next thing that I'm going to cover is open pinched grip strength, which for that I'll be using my Gripito hub. So the Gripito hub is going to be my open pinch grip trainer. What it basically is a hub design. There's a couple other hubs out on there on the market. There's one from Iron Mind. There's a couple, you can really DIY these fairly easily. I like the Gripito one personally because it has the fins, and I reviewed the Gripito original, which you can watch if you click up here. And I just kind of like it because I can do turns with it in a sand bucket. It's got these built-in fins. Now, it doesn't come with it, but you can purchase a loading pin from Gripito. And the nice part about these loading pins versus a traditional loading pin is that it doesn't end up being this long. It ends up being pretty short. Now, if you don't purchase the loading pin from Gripito, when you purchase your Gripito, if you buy one, don't fear, because every Gripito also comes with a hitch pin, or at least they used to, and you can actually just use a strap, like I have this strap from Rogue, and just throw it into the end, throw the hitch pin in, pin it in on the other side, and then you can loop this around, say, a kettlebell and use it the same way that you would use the loading pin. For me here today, I will be using the loading pin. And one of the nice parts about the Gripito, just like the Captain's Crush grippers, is that typically people can't actually lift all that much weight with a hub, especially the Gripito hub, which is a slightly larger diameter than the other hubs that are available. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up the same way that I did the Rolling Thunder. I'm gonna do a top set of 3 to 5, somewhere around RPE 9 to 10, somewhere in that neighborhood, both hands. And then I'm gonna drop down 10% and do 2 to 3 back offsets, aiming for, again, that 10 to 20, or if you just wanna AMRAP them, go ahead and AMRAP them. Approach the implement, same way you did the Rolling Thunder. Place it between your feet and do 3 to 5. So what I would traditionally do then is drop back down, do 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 20, or just AMRAPs. And the next thing that we're gonna cover is closed-ish grip training, which for that we're going to be doing plate pinches. All right, there are tons of ways to do plate pinches, and typically speaking, what you'll want to do is have access to steel plates. So for the first demonstration, I'll show you what you're going to take is 2 10-pound plates that are of equal size. Put them so that the dish portion is facing in. If you have plates that don't have an in or an outside, just make sure that you're not using features on the plate to help actually pick up. You want it to be very parallel on each side. Get some chalk on your hands, pinch the plates together, pick them up, and again, just kind of go for either time or repetitions, and just start small and work your way up. Now, if you only have access to, like, let's say, change plates that are 25s and, change plates that are 10 and everything else is like a rubber plate, what you can do to intensify the training is to get a third plate, and what I'll do is I'll grab another 10 here. What you can do is sandwich this 10, this third 10, in the middle, keeping in mind that it is going to open up your hand just a little bit, and perform your plate pinches that way. You can also move up and do like 25-pound plates, as well as just gripping rubber plates. So if you grab like a 45-pound bumper plate and then just do repetitions with a 45-pound bumper, that would work just fine as well. You do have steel plates that have a rim in them. You can also do hub-style lifts using these steel plates the same way that you can do it with the Gripito hub. Additionally, you can get a lot of benefit from grabbing a kettlebell, holding it upside down, and actually this would be an example of open pinch grip, and basically just pinch the hell out of it and either do carries or do repetitions. Those are the first 4 options that you have for doing grip training. Some of those require purchasing additional materials for your garage gym, and some of them you can actually repurpose. So like the plate pinches, you can use plates that you already have. Now another method, and this is going to be kind of the 5th and 6th method that you can do in almost any garage gym that's out there, is to basically stop mixing your grip when you're doing normal lifts. So right here we have a powerlifting bar. If you're doing deadlifts, for instance, and you find that you always grab the bar with a mixed grip, so one hand supine, one pronated, then what you'll want to do is basically just remember to do as much training as you can, actually doing that closed crush grip training. Some of the things with that though is you don't want to let it interfere with your traditional strength progression. So what I typically recommend to people is, unless you are doing like competition style dead, so like you're training, you're really close to competition, and in that competition you're allowed to mix your grip, would be to double overhand for your warm-up sets and for as long as you can in your training session, then switch to your mixed grip when you need it. Now, if you want to purchase additional stuff, what you can do is you can buy items like the foo bar as well as an axle. So an axle bar is usually 1.9 or 2 inch outside diameter. Mine here is actually a 2 inch outside diameter, which I will eventually show you guys how I made this thing. It was a huge pain in the butt, but it's totally worth it now that I have it. And then this is the foo bar. This is from Mike Bartow's Power Center. I reviewed it. You can watch the video up here, but this is also a really good tool. At 1.5 inch diameter, you can use this in place of a barbell, which is normally 29 or 28 or 28.5. And what it does is it forces a slightly more open crush grip, which is going to be a lot better for that open crush grip training. But there you have it. There are 6 different options for you in your garage gym for you to potentially put some grip training into your programming. Remember, it doesn't have to be this huge ordeal of a thing. Oftentimes you can do these things following a normal strength training session. So for like an upper body day where I'm not actually pulling much off the floor, I might do some rolling thunder because my body hasn't really taken a beating on lower body. And on a lower body day, I might program in maybe some captains of crush, because captains of crush is really low impact as far as weight lifted. Additionally, a lot of these tools, you can use them on cable machines. You don't have to have loading pins. You can get really creative in how you use them. But that's been it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to check out the blog post. Again, that's linked down below. I appreciate each and every single one of you that watch these videos. And remember, when it comes to your garage gym and your grip training, to always keep it better, awesome, and of course, badass. I'll see you next time.